Hello friends, you join me here on a sad day because we need to say goodbye to our Bumblebee inspired Hoover PurePower U3430, and I shall explain why I'm tearing up. So yeah, this one is beyond economical repair, sadly. There's a lot wrong with it, but actually its passing will help some other cleaners, which is always a really good thing. I always kind of thought that this may happen with this particular machine. It's in a bit of a state. The power switch doesn't work. It's kind of stuck on. I have seen this happen before in the past with PPs. It's not all that common, but it does happen, and it's kind of stuck on. The hood is all cracked up here. It's missing its knob, which is never good. The back carry handle has been smashed off. The furniture guard is, well, kind of ripped, really. So, yeah, on the whole, it's not worth saving. And there's one other really strange fault with it too. It's losing its suction, and I can't work out where. If I turn it on, it sounds perfectly fine. The motor actually sounds quite good on it, which is really surprising. This is it 20 years old now? I think it is. Yeah, this is a 2001 machine. So 20 years is not bad, really. They were never the most high quality cleaners. So yeah, it's done pretty good. But even though it sounds okay, if I pull the hose out and we see how much suction it's got, there's a leak somewhere. I can't really work out where the leak's coming from. It's almost as if the seals have failed on it. It's really quite odd. I don't get it. I don't understand. It's confusing. Let's get this bag out. Oh, that's good, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so there's the self-closing bag that just leaves the cardboard there. Brilliant. Honestly. So yeah, something is amiss. I'm not sure if it's the seal itself, because the seal is there. It's maybe just like pushed in a bit, or I don't know. Maybe my kind of theory is that the body is cracked down here around the fan casing, or something like that. But yeah, it would have been nice to have solved that mystery, but I don't think we're going to. So what we will do now is take this machine apart and then make a pile of the parts we're going to keep. The main thing that I thought about on this was, you know, I showed you the Hoover Lifetime that I got in that big haul of 8 vacuum cleaners. That Lifetime is a 1997 machine, so it should have the activator style brush roll. But at some point in its life, that brush roll has been replaced with the later style one that is just a spiral of brushes, and they're not brilliant. Yeah, they aren't. They ain't great. But happily, this PurePower has the activator style brush roll, which is great. Now, if this is all right, it may be a little worn. There's some lateral movement there, but not much up and down movement, which is good. More tricky to test this one. No, it doesn't feel too bad whilst it's in situ. So yeah, we will keep the brush roll for the Lifetime. This chassis is okay. It's again a little bit worn, but we can probably rectify that. Now we do know that the red Hoover Vortex has a broken chassis that I tried to repair. So this chassis can go on that machine. And we also know that the PurePower's motor works fine. So the motor will be saved and it can go in something else. And we've also got some tools as well. Let's take the tools off whilst we're here. So we've got a brush and an AP tool. We have a rod, and we have just a rod. So yeah, there we go. There's no crevice tool, unfortunately. And now there's a great big dirty fly in here. Thanks very much. Do I keep the hose? Is there much point in keeping a hose? Do I ever need PurePower hoses? I suppose I should keep it, really. Let's keep that. Let's whip that off. Come out. There we go. We'll just drop this down there for now. Let's have a look at the filter. Let's see what kind of state the filter's in. Let's get this panel off. Oh, goodness, yeah. Well, yeah, it's very dirty, but if we vacuum that off, let's have a quick look actually. Let's see what happens if we suck it off. Well, that's made a lot of difference, isn't it? Yeah, okay. I think we will keep that. I'll put this with my pile of cloths. It can go over there for now. And when my pile of cloths is ready to be washed, that can go through the washing machine with it. Yeah, we'll have that. Let's chuck this away. What date is on this? Is there a date? I'm just curious. No, there's no date on that. I'll make a pile of the plastic panels down there. I think what we'll do now is we'll start taking it apart. Probably start by taking the flex off. We'll keep the flex, and then we will move our way down, and we will strip. We'll strip it all out, and we'll be left with a pile of parts that we're going to keep and a pile of parts that are going to go in the bin. So I'm going to move where you are now, and yeah, we'll start taking it apart. You'll notice that the first thing I've done is take the handle off. That's because there's a screw that attaches up here. And now we just whip off this panel. So one good thing about PurePower is that there's a significant reduction in the amount of screws used. Oh, is there another screw on the back? It's been a while since I've been into one of these. Have a look. Oh yes, there is. There's one covered up. It's just down here. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's a hidden screw. So we pop that off. I always like these screws. They can be quite useful, so I'm going to keep them. Pop them in my screw bucket. Let's turn this over. Now we get the panel off. There we go. Nice and simple in here. I always like this yellow colour. It is really nice. Oh, it's a shame this one's going. But yeah, I think we can definitely say it's not worth keeping. It's not worth doing anything with. I have unplugged it, haven't I? Yes, good. Oh, a number of times I've done that. Let's take the cord grip off and undo these. And then we can whip the flex out. There we go. Good. I'm just going to screw this back in. I'll just use one screw on it actually. I'll put it on the other side. That's everything's together. Ooh. Right, just pop this screw back in. Get together. There we go. And now we need to move down the other end. Let's get under the hood, as it were. Let's whip this off. Nice and easy. Oh yeah, this is the twin belt system version of PurePower with this really annoying pulley system on it. Yeah, I never liked that. It was so much easier when it was just one simple belt. Now we need to get this out. These can be a pain because they tend to get stuck. I don't want to break the chassis, so let me see. Get this big boy screwdriver in. Yep, there we go. Just lever that up. And there is our activator brush roll. So this is one thing that we definitely want to keep. Let's give the bearings a... Yeah, that's all right actually. Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad. And it rotates quite smoothly. We'll obviously have to put it in the machine. Yeah, it should be alright. yeah, definitely give it a service first before it goes into the lifetime. Let's pop the hood down on the floor, pile of parts, and now we will whip the motor out. So let's take these holders out. It's so much easier to work on this than it is the earlier machines. It is quite surprising. And obviously there's our chassis. Now the vortex is broken at this point, so this was a real weakness on these machines. This beam, this bar that as the support between the two sides of the chassis. There's an awful lot of weight and force being put on these side sections, especially on this side where the ratchet pedal is, and they did tend to fracture here, and they would split and then just, yeah, break. So it's good. We should keep that in there. We might do, it depends. I don't think the vortex has got this, but yeah, when we come to do the job, we'll check it out and see what we find. Should I keep those? Are they of any use to anyone? Nah. Bin. Okay, oh, actually, whilst we're here, let's have a look. My theory is correct about this body being broken and hence the leaking suction. No, it doesn't look like it is broken, actually. It looks fine. It's really weird. I don't understand why it was doing that. Oh, actually, hang on, look there. You see that gap? I think that's probably where the suction was leaking from. And the suction and the airflow, yeah, if I had to guess, I'd say that was it there. Right, let's get this cover off and then we'll have a look at the motor. Okay, there we are. Let's get the screws out of that, throw this panel away. And there is our classic PurePower motor. Very dusty, of course, as they always are. Let's take that off. We'll keep the rubber bits, they can be very, very useful. Yeah. And there it is, in all its glory, the PurePower motor. How bad are the fans? Oh, they're not too bad, actually. I've seen a lot worse. Mainly in the vortexes. That's where the problems come. And these poor little motors can't handle it. Who made this one? Amitech. Yeah, Amitech motor. Classic Amitech motor. Oh, I've got another one over here. Oh, actually, hang on. I think that one is, I think that's a vortex motor. I think. It's sort of physically the same size, same kind of size, as you can see. So, yeah. Yeah, I think that's vortex, and that's PurePower. Possibly early style. This could be the early style. I've got a feeling this was in the PurePowers as well, the earlier ones. And this is the later style. So anyway, yeah, we'll keep that. We'll pop it in the pile of motors over here. Like so. And that is pretty much it for our PurePower. So we can get rid of this body. They're all going to have to go in the bin. So we've got, let's have a look at the bits we've salvaged. So we'll keep those rubber bits. Away. We'll keep those belts because they could be useful. I've got some screws which I'll pop in my screws pile. So we've got the motor. Put the motor there. The brush roll, and of course the chassis. So that's everything we're going to keep. This can go actually because this rubber is knackered. So we'll take that off. And we've just got the basic chassis. So yeah, there we go. It's not a bad pile of parts, is it really? That's pretty good. And it'll keep the lifetime more original. It'll save the vortex, and this can go into something else. I wonder if I might have something for that to go into, actually. I've got a plan for that, but we'll have a look at that later. And we've got a whole pile of rubbish down there. And I've been saving this vortex hood and chassis for ages, but because I thought to myself, oh, I might try and fix this. You see, that's what's happened, as I mentioned earlier. Oh, look at that, that's got a black wheel and a purple wheel. I might save the purple wheel actually, because that's reasonably alright, but this chassis can now go in the bin because I don't need it anymore because I've got this one here. That's great. A nice pile of parts. So anyway, let's conclude. Oh my God, would you believe it? I just tried to pop this wheel off, and look, it just broke. It just broke away. There's the centre bit of the wheel still on the axle, and it just broke away. Fine, okay. You don't want to live? You can go in the bin too. And there we are, friends. That's it. We have our pile of parts now. More rubbish. Look at the muck in here. Oh, honestly, not too bad. Quite pleased with that. Got some very useful stuff. Bearing in mind that PurePower was free as well. I didn't pay anything for that particular machine. So it has helped us. It will help us to save some other machines. Nice, useful parts. I am particularly pleased about this brush roll. You would probably think to yourself that I'd be more happy with the motor, but no, not so. This is probably the most important part because I particularly like that Hoover Lifetime, and I really want it to be like proper as it should be. So this brush roll with its nice piece of orange carpet wrapped around it is the prize piece from all of this. So in another video at some point we will bring the Lifetime into the workshop. We'll have a really good look at it. We'll give it a good going over. We'll give it a service and a clean. We'll pop this brush roll into it. As I mentioned earlier, I maybe possibly have a use for this 1300 watt motor. These are really powerful motors actually. They're good, reliable little units. You don't tend to get many problems with them, to be honest with you. And I have an application for this if it's needed. I don't know if it is yet, but it could be. So there we go. At the very least, I guess you've learnt how to take a PurePower apart. So hopefully that's useful to you. Thanks ever so much for watching. I always appreciate it. Don't forget to do the usual, commenting, subscribing and liking. And I'll see you guys in the next video. You take care. Bye.